trust in me, and you will find. And time goes by so naturally while you receive infinity.
Okay, Aries, here's your spirituality reading for the Halloween fall season of 2024. I'm going to get into the cards. Pulp Tarot, the first card that we have for you, for your spiritual side, is the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is usually a good-natured person who has a lot of love to give toward others. They're usually very compassionate, very caring, very trustworthy, especially in the emotional department. They give freely in this area, and they also give freely in this area, and they also are able to receive well in this area and respect those who do the same. So this may be where you're coming from or someone outside of you. I kind of feel like it's someone outside of you, but we'll move forward. This is a past energy. As we move into the present here, we have the star energy. The star. What do I get here? Yeah, I get a sense of some part of us feeling star-like, meaning a center of attention. That's what I get. Yeah, I just get a blank, like a center of attention. That's all. That's interesting because I don't get any more information there. Do we know a Queen of Cups that feels like a star? Or I don't know if this is connecting to our energy or we're looking at someone with starry eyes. I don't know. Something different here. I can't figure it out yet. Very minimal stuff I'm getting. So as we move into the future, sorry my window's open, but I like the fresh air. 10 of Wands, there's a bird in here. This is in the future energy, so there's something here that's very burdensome having to do with someone who is a center of attention. I don't feel it's us. I feel like we're either in envy of someone who is open-hearted or something like this. This is the sense I get. All this energy goes back in the line, so the 10 of Wands goes to the star. It's burdening because we're not the center of attention. I don't know. It's burdening that we have to hear about someone who is the focus of someone else. I feel like somebody is burdening us with someone else that we just can't stand. I feel like they're going, oh, this person, they're so great, they're so wonderful, they're open-hearted, da da da. And the Aries just kind of rolling their eyes going like, I'm sick of hearing about this person. Because someone's treating the Queen of Cups like a star, and I feel like we don't agree with the Queen of Cups. We're not on the same level, is the sense. No. Yeah, there's some weird energy here. The Queen of Cups is not our energy. Figured that out by the third card here. That's somebody in a pure energetic form emotionally that we have no respect for them. We do not like them. We do not treasure things about them. And there's other people talking about this person. We don't like that because it's making them, it's embellishing them and making them the center of attention. And we don't like that. We don't like that person. We don't like that. Now, why do we not like a person that's heart-centered is what I want to know. But nonetheless, that's what's going on here. And it becomes in the future very burdensome to deal with people complimenting this person that is I'm just seeing a big halo here. Like there's nothing wrong with this person. They're just emotionally sound. They're sweet. They're caring. They're tender. They like to take care of others. It's all good. But for some reason, the Aries nose is out of joint. They do not like people admiring this Queen of Cups. They don't like it. So, okay, let's get into the next role. Wisdom in the House of Night. Queen of Cups on top of her energy. Again, it's past. So it's someone that we either had to deal with, or I feel like the energy is continuing. We're hearing it in our periphery and we don't want to hear it. It's like, stop talking about that person. But we're not, it's almost like we're not willing to say we hate them because everybody loves them so much. We can't say we hate them, but it's like, okay, enough. Like I've heard enough of this person. It's like a jealousy or, yeah, like too much. They can't handle it, can't deal with the admiration of this person. But anyway, whatever. Queen of Cups, the differences card. Yeah, this person is way off of where we're, like, everything that we stand for, they do not. And this is highly noted in the Aries field. They just, I have nothing in common with this person. They're very different from me. I don't like them, and blah, blah, blah. And it may be that the Aries here is just not wanting to learn about any of that stuff. So they're seeing the differences highly. We're going to Queen of Cups, apple of the eye, and the star, a sour orange is the Aries, is the sense that I'm getting. And we're not going to see eye to eye here. I don't. But I get that it's not that, like, the Aries just trying to live their life, but everywhere they go, it's like they're attracting someone who has something to say about this person. And it's all good, wonderful, great stuff. And they're just like, it's like they're going to go frazzled because they can't deal with that no more, is what I'm getting here. Okay, so on the star energy, again, center of attention, I feel like we're kind of in an uncomfortable place right now because I feel like center stage usually belonged to us. But somehow we got kicked off the pedestal. And we're sitting there in shock, and this Queen of Cups is suddenly taking first place, and we cannot deal with that. Cannot. It's like they're showing me someone leaving the podium with their head low and just taking off and muttering like, blah, 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 like they don't deserve it. I deserved it. I should have got it. Blah blah blah. Like bad loser kind of energy. This is what I'm getting. So, wow. On top of the star, the clarification from the wisdom card is understanding. I feel like we may be getting hints of clairvoyant understanding, like feelings coming across to the Aries to infiltrate their anger and bitterness and resentment toward this person. They have a lot, I don't know if it's bitter as much as just like resentful. I don't like this person. I don't have nothing in common with this person. Don't make me talk to this person. I don't want to hear about them. I don't want to talk about, like, this is what I'm getting. Like, but the more that they do that, the more angry and more energy they put into that, it's like the more it's coming at them to the point it's kind of driving them nuts. Another one. It's on the Metter's train here. They're just really uncomfortable. They don't want to hear about it. And it's just like, they don't know what to do. They're beside themselves with how much attention this person's getting. It's very uncomfortable. Okay? So, there's understanding needed here from a different perspective in order to swallow this jagged pill differently. We're choking on things here, and we really need to just mind our own, is the sense. There's too much energy going towards this Queen of Cups. Like, it don't matter if it's her energy or anybody else's, but again, I have to repeat this phrase. Whether it's in hatred or in love, the energy is still going to that Queen of Cups. You're connected to that Queen of Cups by the energetic strand of hatred. Or, I don't know if it's as strong as hatred or it's just, because I get a blind eye. There's a blind eye in this Aries. They don't want to hear or know about any of this Queen of Cups because they don't want to start liking her. That's the problem, is if they hear or listen to all this stuff and they start hearing, they're going to start to like this person. They don't want to like them. They're not like them. They don't understand them, and they don't want to understand them. And this is, in a sense, the Aries, refusing to evolve. Because, Aries and Pisces are on the opposite end of the sphere. And I've been highlighted to that a few times because there's lessons in the Aries chart that could learn highly from the heart of compassion in the Pisces. But The Aries just running real fast in the other direction, right? And if you were to put them in a circle, they're right behind each other. Like the Pisces is at the end and the Aries is at the beginning. So in essence, they are opposite. And their priorities are opposite because they're going in different direction. The Aries is all about the fire and the charge to go forward. And in the physical realm, we beat down doors and we make things happen. The Pisces is about doing things softly and compassionately, and we don't manipulate. We try not to anyway if we're on the good side. And we just go with flow. So what they're trying to communicate to me to say, spit it out, is, there's a lot we could learn from this one, but we refuse to do so. So it's in defiance that we go forward here. Okay. There's an understanding needed of this Queen of Cups, but a refusal to do that because we have this vendetta against them. Or I don't think it's a vendetta. I think it's just, I don't want to like this person, and you can't make me like this person, and no matter how much you talk about them, it ain't going to make it better. I just don't want to hear about it, and can you shut up, please, before I shut you up? This is what I'm, like that kind of an energy. Like, they just disdain to the highest, and they really don't know the Queen of Cups, or they'd love her too, is the sense they're giving me. But again, it's something about the security of self here. It's not working, not understanding. So, okay, let's get out of that. As we move into the burdensome sense of the future here with the Ten of Wands, again, this is going to become very burdensome because I feel like this Queen of Cups, to a certain degree, is going to be a part of your central circle. Weirdly enough, I don't know if this is a family attachment or someone within the family or a new arrival is what they're giving me, but someone that's coming into our circle that we don't want in there, but everybody else wants them, so we got to shut up. We can't say our piece, but we're really sitting there giving them the evil eye, like, ugh. And we don't even want to pretend to be nice to them. That's how bad it is. But they're not giving me an underlying reason other than the Aries having some self-esteem issues. And for some reason, this Queen of Cups brings it up. Why? Because the Aries sometimes can be in an emotional center where they're not evolved. And when they see someone that's highly evolved in the emotional center, that's threatening. And there it is. So, as we move forward, the Ten of Wands, the clarity from the Wisdom card on top of that burden is denial. Yeah, damn it anyway. Aries, it can be frustrating. For the one that's going out charging and taking action, they will not do it when they're not behind the idea. They just do not want to accept this person in their life, no matter, and it's not their life that it's going into is the sense, but in their social circles, it will reflect this. I feel like we're going to come across this person, this woman, in our circles, and we don't want to have to do that. We want them booted out. We don't want them in there. Get out of here. You don't belong here. Get out. This is what I'm getting. Whew. I'm wondering if it's the Aries themselves that need to get out of the circle they're in. If it's that offensive, maybe we need to remove ourselves from the circle, because if everybody's in opposition of our opinion and we won't change it, then maybe we don't belong there. I don't know. The sense is, I'm getting a sense of family here. Like it has to do with family or our family or someone in our family or a friend of family or something like this, where I'm not going to see them on the daily, but they're going to be at social gatherings. They're going to be at Christmas and holidays, and I just, oh my God, like can I miss this? I think I'm sick. I don't want to go. Like, this kind of stuff. It's like I don't want to go. So whatever. Something's coming in here. This Queen of Cups, man. It's like, it's the plague. Aries thinks it's the plague. There's some understanding needed. I don't know. In this reading, it's not there. But the universe highly wants to put that upon you. And they may even be giving you insightful energy from a clairvoyant, intuitive, instinctive kind of view in order for you to do that. But I don't feel that the Aries would tap into that willingly. Okay, so we're high denial of any of this stuff. So the thing is, it's a very irritating, agitating. It annoys us to the highest degree. But the sense they're giving me is we're kind of playing it cool on the out front. Like, yeah, whatever, just rolling our eyes. But we really, our skin is crawling. But again, valid? Not valid at all. Not valid at all. But is this Aries willing to be educated about the Queen of Cups in order to understand them better? Nope. So therefore we get this menagerie of emotions. Pent up. And it's, I mean, stuff like that, when you hide energy like that, usually comes out in differing ways. Some of the ways it can come out is in emotional interruptions, anger outbursts at odd times when you shouldn't be angry and you just get angry. And you got to shout it outward because you're stuffing it so much it's got to come out at some point. That kind of stuff. I mean, I know where that sits because I've been there. Man, I've been there. And you get there with kids too, right? They irritate until you blow. Mom. You know what I mean? What? And then you freak out. And then they run away, giggling. It's like that, but it's like they're trying to hold their tongue, because they know it's socially inappropriate to behave in such a way, but they will not change their inner attitude. They're like, I have a right to not like this person, and I don't care. Nobody's going to make me like them, and blah, 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 blah. So there's just an outright defiance, outright denial of any of this. So it's really an immature, somewhat immature energy, and especially when it comes to having to deal with family and stuff. Like, you may have in-laws or these kind of things that come into the family. You don't like them, you don't get along with them, but you got to go to, again, Christmas and holidays, and they're there. But you can make the best of it, or you can be like the Aries, the sense they're getting. And they just don't want to, and it's very burdening on them. Now, when you get that 10 of Wands, that means that you're gonna do something here to let go of that burden. But we're in denial, so that almost prevents us from lightening the load. Because if we don't realize there's a problem, we can't fix it, and we can't move forward free and clear of it. So if we're saying, no, I'm fine, yeah, oh, everything's good, yeah, because people can feel it no matter what you say. And they can see it in your body language no matter what you say. Some people are astute in that way. Some people aren't, but others are. And they know exactly what's going on. And sometimes they know exactly what's going on before they even ask you. But you're not going to get anywhere denying that you have these negative feelings. It doesn't mean that you have to go outward in angry feelings against the Queen of Cups, but the sense here is we have to understand more why we don't like them. And really what it comes down to is what they're saying is there's unhealed parts here that the Queen of Cups may have healed in themselves, that the Aries feels is too far gone, that they can't, like there's some kind of block here emotionally that either they won't allow, or they have a belief system that won't let them allow these emotions to come in. And they're holding firm to that. And again, you can't fix what you can't acknowledge. I think that's a philism there. But the Queen of Cups is healing in areas that the Aries just can't. And they see that as a deficit. And that's why they don't want to be around this person. They don't want to be compared to them. Because when you compare them, it looks bad. I look bad. Well, you can change that, or you can stay in it. And the Aries here that I'm getting so far is they want to stay in that energy, and they just don't want to be dealing with this Queen of Cups. So I feel like the Queen of Cups have been plunked there because the universe wants you to see the other side of things. They want you to see what being open and compassion can give you. And unfortunately, the movie you're supposed to watch to learn life lessons is something you're closing your eyes and plugging your ears going, I can't hear, la, la, la. Like, this is what we're doing. It's an immature sense of growth. There is no growth. There's an immature sense that I don't have to change for nobody, and I ain't going to change for nobody. And until that changes, our life just ain't going to get better. I feel like this is an example of how we could act when we're emotionally mature, but there's a refusal to tap into that. Okay. Queen of Cups, differences. Yeah, this person ain't nothing like me, and I don't care. You can't force me. But on top of that, the shame and stream. Wow, vanishing mirror, ego sublimation. Now, give me a moment here. Yeah. So we have an Aries here. What are you trying to do there? There may be some traits of ego in this Queen of Cups that is reflecting off this Aries as well. Their confidence comes off to the Aries as too forceful, which, depending on the Queen, what she has in her chart here, I don't feel there's too much fire elements. If anything, there's earth or air. There's air there. So she can come out of her logic and seem cold, but it's not that she doesn't know what emotions. It's just she adapts to the field that she needs to be in. And I feel like it's no illusion to her that you are an enemy. She understands this fact, is the sense. And she lets it be, is what they said. That she lets it be. There's nothing. We're not going to make inroads when we know that this person is not going to make it. Like, there's no compromising here with the Aries. So we're not going to make inroads. We just leave them be in their own. If they want to come to me, then, I'll deal with that at that time in whatever way I see fit. And I feel like this water will jump into her air sign and just deal logically with what they got here in the Aries. So I don't know if you're with a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, but yeah, they're showing me that broken down. Now, the Aries sees this Queen of Cups as having a high sense of ego, or they don't like the way their ego comes off. Like, there's a sense that this person is very... They said confrontational. They can be confrontational. Aries don't like that. And it comes off as egotistical. But I don't, whether or not the Queen wants it, to come off that way. Or does it come off that way to everybody else in a similar fashion? This could be a question mark here. So the Queen of Cups, this Queen may have some ego issues. Outside of the Aries, okay? She may have some issues to deal with on the ego front. Those issues that are unhealed, those are being highlighted to her quite highly. The Aries is noticing that. The Queen of Cups, it's a constant battle. This is what they're saying. This one, she goes from high compassion to high ego, high compassion to high ego. But she does deflate herself in areas of family and friends. But when it comes to going outward to strangers or, you call that people you just first meet, acquaintances, the ego is high. Nothing to prove there, but it's kind of like a barrier. She uses her ego as a barrier against those that may harm her. And yeah, Aries takes offense to that. I don't know why I'm getting so, down and dirty with this relationship, but obviously there's something here that needs to be explained to the Aries that they're in defiance of hearing, but they're going to be in here listening to this shit in order to, it doesn't make no sense to me. But anyway, there's differences, but there's also similarities. And though the Aries will never find the similarities in this Queen, she will always be a mystery, is what they said. One, because she doesn't want her to be a friend. These two don't want to be friends. I think that the Queen could become their friend if they learn more lessons. I feel like this Aries and this Water Queen, she's too emotionally mature to accept the Aries at this time. The Aries too emotionally immature to rise And she doesn't want to learn any lessons. She just figures I'm fine the way I am. I just need to move on. Like, get me out of this. Like, I just like to be among people that are emotionally as immature as I am. And I think that's fine. I don't need to evolve in the emotional center in any way. And the problems I have, the problems everybody has. Da da da. You know, it's kind of like this. Holy, I'm getting a lot of stuff. There's something about the Queen of Cups ego that they don't like either, okay? And the sublimation, I think the Queen of Cups is working on their ego as well, because they as well see that there might be a problem there. Because they're showing me up and down, up and down. Like we kind of get carried away in our ego and then we smack ourselves down. But we're doing this to ourselves, the Queen of Cups. But the Aries, there's no study book for the Aries looking at the self. There's not. So as we move on to the star of the show here, which is the Aries, okay? They need to understand they need to be more open-minded about other people's views, especially when they're not understanding someone that is a complete opposite to them. When someone is so far off the field, they need to be more curious about them and why and da-da-da, because they could learn for their own emotional immaturity could bear fruit here if they did that. But again, there's resistance. There's understanding is needed here. They're going, it's a piece that's missing. We're trying to put it in there. We're trying to give them hints. But again, rejected or not, right? So the Shaman's card on top of the understanding is Deep Diver. Diving into a task. 10. Yeah, there's a lot of deep diving this person needs to do, not only in their own psyche of the Aries, but in others' psyches and what drives them and propels them to see a bigger world. I feel like we're really just focused on ourselves and our immediate, and if someone don't fit outside of that, it could be a baby. No, it's not a baby soul, because baby souls need someone to emulate. This one is very much an independent, a breakthrough. So it might be a young soul, because young souls, they kind of fight to be seen. And that's the sense I get here, is I'm not being seen right now, and I'm usually the center of attention. This person's taking away my spotlight, and I don't like it. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend I like it. And a lot of the energy they're giving me at the moment is stuff that's needed for you to understand and live better life, happier life, more fulfilled life, no matter who's around you. And if the Queen of Cups is initially an okay person, they've got issues as well. Why is it that we can't live with, this person around them? So a deep diver is really saying to me is about, whenever I speak to water, being surrounded by water, that's your emotional center. I feel like the Aries rejects their emotional center. They have a lot of it that spurts out because they don't heal from these things. They deal with them in a way that is destructive rather than constructive. And this is why they're, kind of not seeing straight here. But if they were to dive deeper into their own emotional selves and just work on their own, they can still say self-centered, but just focus it on evolving your own emotional states, not in comparison with anybody else's. How do I get rid of my temper? And they're going, well, get rid of the Pisces, that would help me. But no, it's not going to help you, because there's going to be another one following in the path, because until you learn to deal with that type of energy, you're just going to keep getting a long line of these people coming in and irritating you until you learn to not be irritated. And this is the thing that they're trying. Now, the jellyfish they're highlighting, I got a thing with jellyfish, but anyway, jellyfish can be beautiful enigmas of the water. Okay? Beautiful things. But they can also sting quite highly. Like, you get the wrong kind of jellyfish, it's got little tentacles, and you get them in there, like you're in severe pain. I want to say, but then I want to back off and not say it. It's like, have we learned this lesson from this Queen of Cups? Have we been hurt by this Queen of Cups? Have we been stung by them? They're going, no, not exactly. Not in the ways that you would see someone overtly coming over. Like a kid, they're showing me a kid. You know, there's a group of kids, and he walks all the way across the room, smacks the kid in the head, and goes back. It's not like that. But again, it's an emotional pain that they're feeling because they don't measure up to the Queen of Cups, and that is hurtful on a different kind of level. Again, a level that's being denied in the Aries, but it is, you know, we may be someone who's still asleep in the heart center, and the universe has worked to open that sucker right up. And I'll tell you, there'll be a lot of combustive energy in this area to the degree that our health could harm us in the heart department. Wow. Because there's so much disruption here. And I'm getting an up and a down, like a bipolar in the heart, like pure love or pure hate. We don't feel anything in between. And we need to balance, like we need to really learn how to get along. Yeah, I was told I was in that phase not too long ago. So again, I'm not, everybody has to go through a learning phase. And I mean, I'm not above this either. I still get caught up in traps, but diving deep into the task, I feel, is diving deeper into our emotional self. Why is it that we're really triggered? Well, I don't like them, but why? You know, dig into this. What is it about the Queen of Cups? Is it she's too nice that you think it's fake? Like what? Like really go through this and understand it. Because if you understand it more, you may even be a little more at peace as to why that is. Because I feel a great disruption, you know, coming, that we could come to this. I mean, it gets to the Ten of Wands, which is like breaking point. But there's denial here, so we won't be able to get through that. We won't be able to unburden it because we're not looking at the right thing here. Okay, I'm going to stop. But the bottom line, the universe wants you to look at yourself emotionally and try to understand what is the root cause of anger outbursts, emotional outbursts, and people in particular that cause the most drastic of these. Look there and start paying attention to what it is. And if you're noticing that all these nice people are triggering me, you got to look into that and understand that better. Okay. Ten of Wands, as we go into the future, again, there's denial energy here. And if we deny things, we can't push through them, we can't overcome them, we can't defeat them, this kind of thing. All these things that the Aries is about, you know, success and you know, coming to the podium, being the first, these are the things that are going to elude them because they're refusing to admit their wrongs here. And the wrongs are, you know, I don't feel what I'm feeling. And, you know, everybody's kind of seeing. And we're going to get to a point where we're going to blow here. So on top of the denial card, we have the Shaman's Dream. And it is the empty well, time to replenish, yeah. And the empty well is the self-worth. We haven't built up our own self-worth. That's why we got to be the star of the show, because we need people outside of us to give us that love that we don't have for our own self. We have self-hatred. So that's why we're going outward in it. To the nicest, best people, because whatever. It's just kind of a psychology thing, I think, trigger. Well, I told you, it's because that person is everything that we can't be, or we feel we can't be, which is incorrect, is what they're saying. We just need work. We need to train ourselves to be nicer. We need to train ourselves to be more compassionate. We need to train ourselves. But if we reject that field altogether, there's no going forward. This is the empty well we end up at. Why? Because we're in denial. We have any problems here. And we will continue to be burdened because this Queen of Cups ain't going away. Again. Wow. So if it's someone like an in-law coming in, it's for good. It ain't going away. And yeah, they're going, the cracks are, beyond showing to those that are close to the Aries. But the other sense is that they're going to start to crack on the outside, meaning we're going to really not see things properly at all in all areas. And again, watch your physical health, because, man, if you hold that much energy back, and again, you're not supposed to blow out in violence or any kind of negative energy. You're supposed to feel it. And a lot of anger and resentment and, all those, I want to say violent, but those violent emotions, it comes down to pain. So you got to feel the pain and release the pain. Then you don't get to that violent stage. You don't get where you want to lash out. You don't get, because the pain has been purged. This is a concept here is lost. Not lost. They never had it to begin with. They don't know that you can cry and release. They may cry for different reasons. Not for heart reasons. For selfish reasons. And we need to look at the self unselfishly. We need to look at the self in healing. We need to look at the self in compassion. We need to look at the self, heart-centered. And if we have no concept, we have to learn it somewhere. And this is what the universe is sending this queen in here, to learn you how to train you how to, with the heart. But we will not do this. In fact, we'll do everything in our power to remove this queen. And even when they're with us, we will, there's no energy. I will not put a spark of energy in that direction. Good or bad, I won't. Well, bad I will, but, good, no. That kind of thing. It's like they can't even make eye contact with the queen. That's what I'm getting. Two people in a room, and then she walks in. And she's very, I would say, she's got issues. I mean, this queen, she's got issues. And there may be some ego issues, and there may be some emotional turbulent issues in her, no matter. But when she walks in a room, she's very much grounded in herself. And even though she can be pulled by her emotions quite highly, and hopefully, the Aries respects that, you don't want to see this queen angry, is a sense. The Queen of Cups, you don't want to see her angry, especially when she's been healed. Because the Aries, it's all there. What you see is what you get. Violence, anger, blah, blah, blah. It's all there. The Pisces, look at her just sitting there with her cup. Just quiet. She don't say a word. And if they are of the positive nature that have healed with a lot of life lessons, a lot of emotional energy, they will be in a way where they will make their point. But they don't have to scream and shout to do it. And I know me as a Pisces, a water sign, that's a hard thing to do. But maybe that's something you need to learn as well. How to keep your cool and not, okay, if you're feeling angry, really what is that anger about? Getting to the root of that. I feel like this is the whole thing wrapped up in a present for Christmas. It's, misdirected anger. I feel like the Queen of Cups is getting all of your misdirected anger because she's being admired. And you want to be admired, but you're not being admired at this point. So it's a jealousy. Like, it's petty. It's really petty. But we have to evolve out of that. We have to move out of that where that can rule what we do and how we live our life. Because this is ruling our life right now. And it's just, there's an empty well here. We're never going to get satisfied. And it ain't the Queen of Cups' fault. It's our fault because of the way we won't evolve here. But anyway, boo, boo, boo. Going too far. Anyway. The Divine Animals Oracle. Like, I feel like I'm having a conversation with someone that's just stubborn as hell against someone that they have no reason to be. That's how the divine sees it. There's no reason. We would actually get along quite well with this person if we accepted them, but for some reason they just put an X over this and they will not. And if you get a stubborn Aries, man, they ain't going to change their view. They ain't. So, the card, the dog, talking about companionship. Isn't that interesting? The dog is loyal. It's always by your side. This kind of thing. But somewhere I feel like the Aries looking for this companion. And, yeah, they're telling me, ironically, this could be that loyal companion. But they will never, ever in their lifetime let them in because of the guys that they come under. There's a belief system here that the Aries has put forth on this Queen of Cups, and they will not revoke it. They will not revoke it. They put them in the bad box, and that's it. And no matter how good they are, they'll never be good in the Aries' eyes. And they will, and that's another ego sublimation that needs to happen, because as long as they're alive, they're going to stick to that. Whether they're right or wrong, they're going to stick to it. Well, if they're right, they'd be fine, but they're not. As a sense, everybody's human, everybody makes mistakes, and this queen is learning, and they, because of the nature of air, or water and fire, water has a high ability to put fire out. They cannot, it has a hard time dealing with, but if we are emotionally sound, which I do not get from this, I got an emotional, I hate to say, and I don't feel like this is a young person. Some of the readings, like, yeah, it's young energy, but I'm getting more of a feed now. This person is mature enough. They're old enough to know better. They're old enough to be more mature. They're old enough. Just because we don't work on ourselves or work on our temper or work on these things doesn't mean, how do you say, like we have to not accept them in others. Like, just because we have a bad temper and the Queen of Cups has controlled her temper, learned to control her temper, it's like jealousy. There's something, and sometimes, it could be past life stuff. Like a wrong that was remembered in the gut. And I feel like this is what the Aries, this is what it is. Give me a moment. It's 3 lifetimes they're giving me that this person has taken something from us. And we remember this. And there's not a damn thing in each lifetime that we could do about it. But the sense they're giving me is the Aries could have thwarted it a long time ago, but they never did. And because they never fixed that pattern in their life, it repeats. And in this life, their repetitive pattern, the Aries, is repeating. In this life, the repetitive pattern for the Queen of Cups is not repeating. That is what the Aries feels on a subconscious level. That's why they can't deal with it. It's why there is something the Queen of Cups has conquered. And it doesn't mean, it's not a physical thing. It's an emotional, spiritual thing. They conquered their peace and grace. I don't know if these two people actually know. Like, I know the Aries knows the Queen of Cups because it's like everybody talks about them and it's all I hear and I don't want to hear it no more. Like, get out. But I don't know the Queen of Cups. Yeah, like the Aries is wrapped up in the Queen of Cups, but the Queen of Cups ain't wrapped up in the Aries energy. And that may be exactly what they released. Is an obsession with that other person. They released a hold, a karmic hold that may have been from the past. Sometimes you can walk up to someone and I got a bad feeling about that person. And they may not be a bad person. And then other people are like, why do they have a bad feeling? I don't know, because it could be like, it treated me fine, blah, blah, blah. And then you go down the road and you realize it's just like, there's nothing wrong with this person, essentially. Right? And you don't know what they did to you, but in a past life, there was something there is remembered. It's like this is exactly what's going on here. And the more I talk about it, the more energy they feed me. And the thing is that Aries is hanging on. That's the burden. More. When we're talking about past life, it opens up to that burden of anger and bitterness and resentment that has not been overcome in this lifetime. And again, they're going, we don't have the emotional capacity to do that at this time with the trajectory we're going on and the actions we're taking last 3 months. Nothing to contribute to a higher mode of being on the emotional stage. So that we don't foresee this as being fulfilled. We do not see the well filling up in the Aries. Queen of Cups has, as much as you don't want to hear about it, it's coming at you. The Queen of Cups has worked hard to isolate themselves, correct their wrongs, and go outward on a new path in order to clear present energy, past life energy, and all of this. Now, that is felt by the Aries. Instinctively, they feel this. And that in itself is a threat because they have no clue. One, how to self-soothe, how to self-empower, how to self-anything. Because they're not directing at the self, they're directing at everybody else. Hey, you, look at me, watch me, do with me, do what I tell you to do. And they're looking for approval outside of themselves, which I don't know that this Queen of Cups has conquered herself. Okay? Yeah, there's something these two share karmically. But the Aries not going to get it in this lifetime because there's a real, from this reading, they could go out next week, have a huge epiphany and change something and move in a different frequency, and the trajectory could be different. But this is heavy denial. Now, I don't know why I'm going so deep into this. They're prompting me. They're going, we're prompting you. This person needs to understand that there's more outside of life than just their happiness. And when they can open up to more than just their happiness. And again, this is what the Queen of Cups is there for, to show you that. But when the teacher's talking and we got headphones on blaring rock music we don't want to hear, we're not going to learn anything. At the end of the day, you'll take your test and you will fail. But this is untranslated. It's just a different level. Okay. So the empty well, it's time to replenish what our emotional side here. We need to understand others. We need to understand that emotions are more affecting on us than we realize. We need to understand why we're feeling the emotions we're feeling. It all comes down to the emotional center. We're looking for a loyal companion or companionship, and I do not feel that we will gain this in the way that we want loyalty until we work on our own issues. We will be attracting those that will do the same. It would mirrors. Yeah, they said they'll be attracting mirrors until they fix what is that of their own. So if we're looking for partners, and I'm getting a female here with a masculine energy coming forth, it's going to be partners that have the same issues as we do. And we'll either be combusting, or we will open up our heart a little bit and work towards harmony with someone. Again, are we going to think of someone outside of us enough to work for the relationship? I don't know. So anyway, Aries, this is a tough reading. It's hard. Like, I went into it so deep because they're like, well, they're listening. They're listening. But their actions are, like we can see the scape, but if we keep pounding the information, maybe eventually they'll, age and time can cement things sometimes. Sometimes not, but at least we tried. Like, this is the sense I'm getting. So, it comes down to companionship here. I think we are looking for a loyal companion. I feel like the universe wants us to understand loyalty and to understand emotions and look at other people's emotions more highly, including ourselves, to the degree of what makes us tick in that way, what makes us ticked off in that way, what makes us go forward. And when we start to unlock these things, we will see, that, again, that's an evolvement stage, and this can help us. Yeah, there's a mirror in this Queen of Cups. We refuse to take any notes here. And because of that, we're just going to get heavier situations, heavier mirrors in the future in order to, accentuate the good things. We want the positive things to come out, so we want to make you aware of the negative things so you can fix them and move forward. And again, get closer to that companion that can be loyal to you. So take care, Aries. Have fun, be kind, and we will talk to you soon.